first day was we chose our county offices. So I ran for county secretary, and I got county secretary for Lattihoff. So that was pretty much all we did on Sunday. So on Monday, we had a couple different events that we had a lot of speakers and everything. Another thing that we did was we ran for city offices. So I ran for mayor, however I didn't get it. But then I ran for city council, and I did get city council. And later that night we had a city council meeting, which was really fun and interesting, and we got to appoint positions to all the girls in our city.
On Monday, I ran for city clerk, and I got that. I also ran for mayor, but I unfortunately did not win that election. But I got city clerk, so I was happy about that. This picture right here is me and my roommates. Here's me and Kirby, and this is Kirby, and just a bunch of girls that we had just met. And also, just to remind everybody, going to Girls State, I only knew Kirby. Of those 300 girls, I did not know a single person there. So all of these girls in these pictures that you will see, we had met and we had became extremely close to, and we bonded within one day is when we made most of these friends. So every day you would just sit at a lunch table and you're just like, I don't know any of you, but my name's Claire. We're friends now. So that's really how you made friends. You just had to be extremely outgoing. Like, you just walked up to people and be like, hey, do you want to walk to this place together, or do you want to sit with me at lunch? And that's how you made a lot of friends.
And I was just like Claire as well. And something that was also cool for me, I did know a couple of people going in, and it was nice to see them again. I had met them through a lot of different student council conferences and stuff like that, so it was nice to just be able to see some friendly faces there as well. So on Tuesday, me and Claire called this the day of 1,000 speeches, because we probably ended up listening to over 100 or 200 speeches that day. So that was pretty exciting. So this was when we were running for state offices. So I ran for governor, secretary of state, and state treasurer, but I didn't get any of them, but which is okay. It was a good experience, so that's all that matters. And then later that day I applied to be on Senate, and so that was kind of the start of the whole Senate and House part of our Girls State experience.
I also ran for treasurer and did not get it. But yeah, this day everything started making sense, because the first few days you're just lost, you're confused, you don't really know what's going on. But this day I made most of my friends, because you're just sitting with your town and your party, so it's even narrowed down, so it's like half of the smaller picture, and you just talk to everyone. And I would consider this day like the day that I made most of my friends, and this day especially, like, I met a lot of the girls that I still talk to this day.
And it was also kind of a neat experience, because while you're sitting there, you were encouraging all the people from your city to run so you can vote for them. So you're like, oh, go Karen!
Like, you'd be good at this, go,
yeah,
go!
So
and then
really
you'd
fun.
get up and you're just like, I don't have anything prepared, but I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to go for this.
And it was also interesting because people would get up there, especially for like the Secretary of Agriculture positions. It was super interesting because people were so passionate about agriculture. Or some girl was like, I'm super passionate about taxes, so that was kind of funny. So that was definitely interesting. So on Wednesday, this was definitely the highlight of a lot of people's week. We got to go up to Des Moines, and we visited the state capitol, and we went on a lot of other tours as well.
Visiting the Capitol was super cool because I had never been there before Girls State. Yes, it is absolutely stunning. And it was just super cool because all of the politics was making sense, and being in the Capitol, it all just blended together, and you learned so much. Like, this all makes sense now. And it was super fun. We found Mahaska County, of course, and took some pictures with it. It was a really good day. It was very busy, but it was a really good day.
So on Thursday, this was kind of an exciting day. I got elected to the Senate on Thursday, and I also got elected as Senate President on Thursday, so I got to run the meeting, and that was really exciting. So not winning governor and Secretary of State was okay because I got Senate President, so that was really fun.
So while Kirby was doing all of the meetings and important stuff, I made a bunch more friends. I got a longer lunch. It was great. There's a video
where
here,
she
but
gets it.
it looks like it's not going to play, unfortunately. But towards the end of Thursday was just a blast. It was the only day that we got to dress down. So we had to wear denim. That was like the lowest dress down it got. Otherwise, you had to wear a skirt or a dress every single day, and like a professional dress. So that was super cool, and this is the day we learned. Like, we had a little dance party. So at the end, we all had like this giant dance party. So they just put music all over the top, like the loudspeakers, and we were all just jamming. It was awesome. Yes, and we learned a lot about the counselors. So we thought, so everybody has like 3 counselors per city, and then there's a bunch of like overall counselors, and it was just like, you bonded with the counselors so much, and it's so crazy because they could not tell us what they ran for, they couldn't tell us what they won and what they lost when they went to Girl State, but most of them went to Girl State. I think almost all of them had gone to Girl State, and it was super cool because what they did was, after they like played music and we all danced for a while, then they danced across, like the counselors danced across the stage, and they put up a presentation, and it had their name and what they ran for, what they won, and it was, yep, and what party they were, and that was super fun because we were all like super biased of our party, of course, and it was so fun. It was so fun. Our team, or our city, thought that our counselor was lying about her name because she had a piece of tape over it with her name written on it, and we thought she was lying about her name, but she wasn't. So that was fun to hear about.
Also, something on Thursday that we did, I forgot to mention it. We had since it was the last night that we were going to be at Girls State, we had our candlelight ceremony, and that was a super awesome. Ooh, there's a fly. Okay. It was a super awesome experience, and just something that we could all unwind after. And it was cool. We got to sing a couple songs around the flag, and it was just a very patriotic and moving moment.
During the candlelight ceremony, unfortunately, it was kind of like rainy, so none of our candles really stayed lit that long. But it was fun because we're like, oh, help, relight my candle. But it was very emotional. I think there was not a dry eye in that room. Like, everybody was crying. We all surrounded the flagpole, and we all sang songs. It was just very emotional, and everyone's like, I don't want to leave, and it was really sad, but it was awesome. That's what that video was. Unfortunately, it's not loading. I'm sorry.
So Friday was our final day. So in the morning, I got to go to another meeting for the Senate, and we got to pass a lot of bills, and it was really interesting how that all works. And I never really knew about how it goes through the House and the Senate, so that was cool. We passed probably like 6 bills that morning, so that was awesome. It was closing day, so everyone was sad. Oh my gosh. Okay. He likes me. Okay. So it was kind of, we were all excited to go home and see our families, but we were also sad because we were going to miss all of our new friends we made.
The first 2 days, I think everybody would agree, went super slow just because nobody really knew what was going on, what we're doing, and, you know, a lot of the girls there had strong leadership skills, and as a leader, you're always thinking, okay, what's going on after this? What's next? What's next? But you can't do that. You got to go day by day. So it was insane. But by Friday, we were like, where did our week go? Like, it's time to go. We don't want to leave. We don't want to leave each other. It was really emotional. I may have cried more Friday than I did Thursday, and that says a lot because I did not want to leave all of my new friends.
So me and Claire also had some special responsibilities during the week. Something that I got to do, I was selected as the Federalist Campaign Manager, and this was probably one of my favorite parts of Girls State. So for the state officials and the Federalist Party, I got to announce them when they were giving their final speech and kind of hype up the crowd, so that was really fun. And also along with that, we are the Federalist Party. Our mascot was a bulldog, and so on the day before Everyone was giving their speeches. I got to bring in a real bulldog and show it off to the crowd, kind of model it. It was really fun. So that was awesome. Also, during inauguration, since I was Senate President, I got to speak in front of the entire congregation, and I was able to begin the meeting. So I got to do the little bell, and that was kind of fun as well.
So every morning they chose a city, and within that city you chose a couple girls to raise and lower the flag every single day. And of course we would say the Pledge of Allegiance, we would honor the flag in every way. And I got chosen to help raise the flag from my city, so that was super exciting. That was just like breathtaking. You just feel so strongly about like this amazing symbol of our country, and I just like felt so blessed to be able to honor our country in this way.
So we just have a couple slides left. So first we have what we gained from this experience. So I gained a lot of things during the week, but I think some of the most important things was a greater understanding of our political system, and that's something I didn't really have much knowledge about going into, but it's something that I definitely left Girls State with. Secondly, I think during the week we had so many different speakers that talked about our veterans, and I just really gained some new love and appreciation and respect towards them that I just didn't realize as much as they sacrifice for our country. And lastly, Girls State was an incredible opportunity to learn lifelong skills, and I think one of the biggest skills I learned was networking, because going into it you have to go and meet all these girls on the first day that you never know, and you're trying to get, and ultimately during your speeches, what you're getting is votes, and so through your networking, you were able to get these votes. So that's definitely something that I'm going to take away, and something that's very important to anything that you do in the future.
Some important things that I took away from this experience is a lot of politics. Going into this, I was not super experienced with politics. I mean, obviously I knew what they were and some big controversial topics, but I definitely learned a lot about, well, what about this? Well, what about this? And hearing what other people think and why they think that is just, it's amazing to think like, oh my gosh, there's so many different sides, not just my side. I definitely learned a lot of confidence in myself, because you would stand up in front of all 300 girls and do a speech that you did not prepare for at all, because either they came in and told you to go to bed, or your team was like, oh, go, you'd be so good at this, go try for it. So you'd be like, I have nothing prepared, and then you would just talk. And so I definitely gained a lot of confidence in myself, like being able to do that. Also, of course, communicating with new people. You would just walk up to anyone and say like, hey, like my friends had to go to a meeting, do you mind if I sit here? And they're like, go ahead, like we would love if you would join us. And that was just so nice of them, and it was just amazing. I cannot think of a single person that I did not get along with in my entire week, and a week is a long time, and that's a lot of girls. I can honestly say that every single person I met, I just clicked with. And also a lot of leadership qualities, of course. That goes with pretty much everything I've said so far, but leadership for sure, because you're being given a job and then you have to be in charge of these people, and it's awesome. And lastly, many more ways to support our veterans. We had amazing speakers come in and talk, and it just breaks my heart the way that some people think of the veterans, and I just definitely think we should do a lot more, and there's a lot more that could be done.
So something fun we also are going to do is tell you 3 words that defined our Girls State experience. So the 3 words I chose was passion, opportunity, and motivating. I chose passion because one thing that was kind of funny when girls were giving speeches, you would not believe the number of times someone said passion. I have passion for taxes, I have passion for agriculture, anything like that. So, and I think all the girls there had a passion for politics, and I think that's definitely something I'm going to be taking away. Also, this was just a great opportunity, an opportunity to network, an opportunity to meet and listen to really, really great speakers during the week. And lastly, I chose motivating just because it was super energizing to be able to go into this big hall and be able to see 300 other women who are going to go and lead this country into something that's going to be amazing. So that's definitely motivating for me this week.
I definitely agree with everything Kirby said. I mean, it was just such a, like, I wish I could explain in words on how amazing this whole week was, but I can't. Like, it's just life-changing. So that's why I picked the first one, is just changing. Like, everything you learn and every girl you talk to, you just take away so much, and it just changes who you are and changes who you want to be. I also chose friendships because I still talk to a couple of the girls today, and she lives 3 hours away, and I'm like, I wish I could see you in person. Like, I miss you so much, and you just meet so many amazing people, and it's crazy. Like, I'll go somewhere, and I'm like, is that a girl state girl? And I'm like, oh no, I wish it was, because I would go and talk to them, but it's crazy. And lastly, I've said educational, because I just learned so much about myself, and I learned so much about veterans. I learned so much about this country. I learned so much about politics. I learned so much about literally everything. And I was not expecting it to be like, oh, a super educational trip, but oh my goodness, I learned more than I even could have expected.
And also, something to say about friendships that Claire was saying. I've actually met 2 of the girls that I went to Girls State with. I think one was serving me at a restaurant, and I was like, you're a Girls Stater? And she's like, yeah, Kirby. I was like, yeah. And that was exciting. So that's just another thing that's super encouraging, too. So lastly, we'd just like to say thank you so much for this opportunity. We had such a great time. We learned so much. And, we couldn't have done it without all of you.
Yes, thank you so much for picking us to go. We really appreciate, it was the amount of time that was spent preparing this whole week, like, I can't even imagine. So we just want to thank you so much for sending us. We hope we represented Oskaloosa super well, and we hope you guys, love hearing about what all happened, and we just want to thank you so much, because it was truly life-changing.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
You said you got to meet a lot of new friends
Mhm.
and make friends. Your counselors, did you make a lot of friends with your
Oh my
counselors?
goodness, yes.
And did you